Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? I have not been live in a minute. I wanted to do the daily health checklist check in. I usually do a post. I just realized I didn't have my headset on. Let me make sure you can hear me okay. That might be a little easier to hear. I have to go like this so I can see myself and make sure I'm on here. Let's see if I can put the comments up. Okay. Ah, there we go. It looks like I am live. Yep, because it says end stream. And I'm going to, I don't know how to pin another chat, but here is the link that I'm going to be talking about to join either my off Facebook over 40 women's membership or to join the school membership. And I'm just getting ready to start another 4-week free transformational course. What's free with that membership? And then I also have my free Jumpstart to Health meal plan that you can get here at gladblueprint.com. If you go here, it's right at the top of the website, and you can click and get your free 3-day meal plan. Of course, you can do it every day like I do, or you can just do it as a reset. But welcome everyone who may be watching here live or on the replay. I am Veganology JJ, or some people call me Jen or JJ. Whatever you feel comfortable with works for me. I am a mindset and health coach. In 2019, I lost 55 pounds. I eliminated my seasonal allergies that were lifelong, and I also eliminated chronic back pain in just 30 days. And that back pain I had for over 18 years. And I did this by really, I would say the main thing that did it was a shift in my mindset. But basically, I started eating big salads every day. I eliminated meat and dairy. I started eating these big, amazing salads. And over time, I just started to feel better and better. I was going to do it as a 3-day experiment. So you'll find that what I talk about a lot, and a lot of the things I put out are 3-day challenges. And I know some people like to do 30-day challenges, they like to do month-long challenges, which is awesome. But I find when you start with 3 days, that gave me like the lack of commitment, I want to say. Like it made it seem doable in my mind. So if you're new to all this and maybe you feel like you've been wanting to, get to your optimal weight, maybe you are feeling, sluggish, you feel like you're not yourself. If you're over 40 like I was, you could be starting to deal with hormonal changes that happen around that time. And it's so important at any point in time, I feel like, to be healthy, but especially when we reach over 40, and as women we start to get into premenopause and menopause, and these things really change our hormones. And what I've been really delving into this year is helping women, especially that were just like me, over 40, not feeling like themselves, maybe mood swings, overweight, not feeling that they are just living their best life. And this is the time where we need to enjoy life. Usually you're very busy, you have a lot going on, a lot of professional women out there. So, what I just wanted to do was really take a minute here and let you know that I'm going to be starting a new. Well, I've been doing this checklist every single day. I've been posting it, but I'm going to try to come on live and do this check in with you, because what I've found is it's so hard to tell people to eliminate this, give up that, give up this, give up that. And what I've found with my psychology background and then my own health and nutritional journey, I've found that I have a passion for wanting to help people, and wanting to really you know, make this easy and not something that is going to be difficult or that you're not going to enjoy, because I feel like you're not going to stick with it. And I over time learned that there's other pillars of health that I had to deal with. I had just did a live stream, or not a live, but a video on my page. One second here. I'm going to have to turn off my notifications. Let's see what I can do here. Let me try to, or maybe I can just come off of this and go to a regular background. That might help. But I wanted to keep this checklist up, but I don't want the notifications to keep popping in here. Let's see what we can do. Maybe it's the Facebook notifications that I need to stop. Let's see. Oh, I'm not sure. And if you can hear that in the background, that's our dryer actually squeaking, I think. No, you don't have to. It's okay. Um, Thank you all for sticking with me. I'm just trying to figure out here. I don't really know notifications. Notification settings. Look at this. I'm getting smarter by the minute. So I want to, what notifications you receive. Let's see if we can, is there a way to just turn them all off for right now? I don't know. Messaging. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do messaging. Allow notifications. Well, now it's saying allow them. Well, either way, we'll figure it out here. I'll just keep closing them down as they pop up because I wanted to show this checklist really quick, and then I'll take it off the screen. Oh, I forgot. We could always go here maybe, but I don't think the daily checklist is on here. As you can see, that's a, if you're new here, that's a before and after picture here of me. But basically, let's go back to our daily health checklist really quick here. Oh, wait, maybe I can do this. That might work. Anyway, we've got hydration, which is, these are the things that I have found that if you add these onto your into your life, and you can find ways to stack them on top of each other as I talk about. This is a post from Facebook that I do every day to check in, just as a reminder to people. So hydration, and then for me for lunch, but some people like to have it for breakfast and lunch. They have, like, you can have fruit and greens. And for me, I've just been doing grapefruit. If you are on medications, the grapefruit isn't always the best choice because it helps, it really increases the absorption. So a lot of times they tell you to stay away from grapefruit if you're on medication. But hopefully, if it's the right condition, most things I've seen in my realm here of whole food plant based, a lot of people can reduce or even sometimes eliminate their medications by, of course, work with your doctor if you're on medication. But you can do oranges. I like to choose like a citrus fruit for lunch because vitamin C is also really important. And I pair it with greens because if you're having any type of insulin resistance, which a lot of people are, like if you suffer with type 2 diabetes, especially if you're in a zone where you do feel like you're overweight and you're trying to lose, it's very important, I think, to increase your fiber intake. So fruits have a lot of fiber, but also pairing it with greens, I find, since this is, I'm doing a new playlist series, I'll call it, for the Women Over 40 series. And I've also started a membership for women over 40 in addition to my regular Plants membership. So if you want a little bit of additional encouragement and you want to be just in a group of ladies over 40, October 1st, I start my next 4-week transformational journey. I call it my GLAD workshop. So if you're interested in that, I put everything is linked here, and you can find it all at gladblueprint.com. Um, so fruits and greens. So in other words, you just need to eat any kind of fruit you enjoy. That's the beauty of the meal plan that I also have. It gives you a lot of different options. So it's not one of these really strict things where you're going to have to eat cabbage only for 3 days. I find that a lot of things that I see, the fads that come out in the weight loss industry, are one of the things that motivates me to do this because I want it to be in a healthy way so that you can sustain it and something doable in your life and something simple and easy. Not, you can always, if you really enjoy this plant-based diet that you're going to be on for 3 days and you find that you're filling up like the salad that we'll get to in a second, I mean, it is a nice filling salad. And I have options where you don't have to be even completely fully raw. You can do a like beans and quinoa on top of it. So it's a nice filling salad. But if you find this makes your life easier for 3 days and you enjoy it, there are millions of, probably billions of recipes out there for whole food plant-based food if you don't want to just eat salad and fruit. But for me, it makes my life so easy. I love just eating salad and fruit. So, and salad has like a bad name because we all think of salad as what we get in a restaurant, like a couple of pieces of lettuce and maybe a few cucumbers before your meal. But the salad I'm making, if you've seen pictures of it, it's a really decent, nice salad. I know Cheryl has been sharing pictures of her salad. She's in my Plants membership over on school, and hers look amazing. One of them looked like an exact repeat of my salad, and I was so excited about that. I was like, "Look, Cheryl's salad looks so good." So, hi, Cheryl, if you're here. Okay, take a breath, Jen. Um, but what I was just getting back to, so we start with hydration, which is basically I tell women that I work with to replace like two of your drinks with water. And you don't have to get caught up in a lot of the details. You can go deeper and deeper. What's the best water? I don't drink tap water. So you can drink spring water, distilled water. There's, lots of different options there, but replacing your drinks with water and drinking a big amount of it, and when you increase your fruits automatically, some of my friends watching this are probably fruitarians, like, I don't drink water, I don't drink a lot of water. But that's okay because you're getting water in your fruit. But for the average person, I feel like we are severely dehydrated. Especially, I know when I came into this diet, I was barely drinking any water and I was out working in the heat a lot. So it was really, just that one thing itself. And if you want to see all of these in detail, you can go and check out the video. It's the last one I made of my I think it's on Facebook. Yeah, it's on the top of my Facebook and on YouTube. So definitely check that out. Um, and I talk a little bit more in depth and in detail about hydration and how important it is. It even improved, like, I don't have to use lotion on my skin anymore. So these things are all things that I've personally done and feel so much better. And it also gives me energy. And I joke in the video and say, yeah, you might not want to give up your morning coffee right away, but in all honesty, the hydration really does give you a boost of energy. Dawn, she taught me about that. I don't know if she's going to jump on or not, but she definitely shared with me a long time ago that she's always drank a lot of water. I remember her carrying around this big bottle. I used to joke with her and be like, big water. Anyway, if she's listening, she's probably laughing at me right now. But I also, the fruit and greens. Now, that's another thing. I used to have, like, before I started this diet, and even when I first started it, I used to just not really eat all day. I would drink coffee, so this was easy for me to do, and I still don't really eat a lot during the day. But I find when I do get hungry, instead of eating something heavy or eating the salad then, I like to make that my last meal because it's so filling. And our body, actually, I've learned now that I've been into holistic health for quite some time now, our body spends a lot of effort and energy digesting food, grabbing those nutrients, pulling them where they need to go. I mean, when I started looking at my body like an intricate machine, it made me want to put better things in it. And that's one of the things that I take you through on this journey when I do the 4-week transformational course, is really redefining your body and understanding that it's not working against you, it's working for you. It's trying to literally keep you alive and get the most nutrients out of what you're eating. So, any way we can make it easier, and even better if we can enjoy it. Like, if it's not something like, oh, I got to go on a diet, it's like, I get to be on this diet. Like, that's the shift I want you to make. I get to be alive. I get to give my body exactly what it needs and what it's asking for. Just like a car, like, it's kind of like I figured out how to be a mechanic for my body. And I think we all can do that and tweak it in a different way of what works for us. But I think there's some basic things, and that's what this checklist is. If you're coming into this brand new, this is for someone, six easy things they can add into their life. And like, you might be able to do hydration and fruits and greens like within the first half of your day, right? And sunlight. You go outside, eat some fruit, drink some water, you're feeling great, right? And you've already got three of these in. And I just started like a little kind of challenge or contest, I guess you would call it. Hey, Mariquita. Thank you for joining. I get to eat living foods. I like, yeah, isn't that a cool reframe? I know you feel that way. She is an amazing coach, and empowerment coach. She's empowering men to live in their authentic life. So definitely check her page out. I'm like, and she's been vegan for a long time. That's how we met, through the vegan world. And she definitely loves living food like I do. And I think that's one of the things that's so important, right? To be in a community of people who have that same mindset. And that's why I created the Plantsformers VIP. You can sign up if you go to the Patreon that I've linked, and when you sign up, where the one that says JJ, just the $5 membership, I'll automatically invite you over to my school community. And then also, the $10 is for the women over 40. That's the specialized one. So if any of those, are something you're interested in, definitely check it out. But even if you don't want either one, I have the free meal plan and so many resources at gladblueprint.com. I've got, let me just show you guys on there. So I got a little bit about me. I've got a copy of my book. We've got the Gladiators VIP, which is the women's club. You can get a workbook from the book, the quiz, free beginner's raw vegan guide if you're interested in just becoming raw vegan. We've got the Plantsformers community, which I mentioned. We've got the free salad ingredients, which this is the same salad that's in the meal plan. So if you get that, you really don't need the salad ingredients. And I'm adding the daily checklist on there, so there's going to be a lot of cool stuff, and I really am excited about it. And I'm excited to work with people in this smaller group, and in these, because Marakita probably agrees with me. You can help and you can give a lot of free information online, but having that back and forth in those live calls, it really helps me to be able to help you where you are, to understand where you're coming from, what your life is like. Are you busy and you need to figure out ways to be able to eat healthy on the go? Are you someone who works from home and you find snacking is we can just kind of work together in a more intimate type atmosphere on those calls, and you're around a bunch of like-minded people, which makes it easy to stay motivated. And so the little contest I'm doing is, each of these, you get a point every day that you do it. So we're going to do it for 7 days. And so, for example, today I've already had my hydration and sunlight, because I went out for a walk, even though there wasn't much sunlight, but it's about getting out in nature. That's another thing, Mariquita, if you're still watching. And Dawn, these two ladies inspire me. I have pictures of Dawn. She just sits right out in the grass and just meditates right out in the grass. And I know Mariquita and little Louie are always out in the, inspiring me to get outside, and they'll show pictures of them out in nature. And in the video, I talk a little bit about this, but sunlight is actually, it has over 4,000, I learned from one of my mentors, Don Bennett, nutrients, not just vitamin D like we think. And obviously, if you're worried about overexposure and things like that, especially if you live somewhere that's in the summertime really hot, or maybe you live somewhere that you don't get a lot of sunlight, either way, getting outside can be helpful, because even though you may not even see the sunlight, one time, I'll have to share this with my friend Amy in this part, but she remembers we visited a friend in Florida and there was no sunlight. And because of my lighter colored skin, I still ended up with a very dark sunburn tan type thing. So you have to be careful, obviously. But the part about the sunlight that people don't realize, even though it gets a bad name, is it's bringing all these nutrients in, and those nutrients actually lift our mood. And so I even take a vitamin D supplement. I know some people don't take them, but I found that in the like right around this time of year, as the earth rotates, we on the East Coast here are moving away from where I can get the most nutrients. So I take a vitamin D and a B12, and I talk about that in the meal plan. That is optional, but we also absorb less nutrients as we get older, over 40, I've learned. So I do. And that's one thing that you can do, if, especially if you feel like energy or you're having any nerve pain or issues. B12 has been really good for that. It's and the sunlight, it actually brings something to us that, like, truly, the chemicals I've found, sometimes it's like, yeah, I just thought, oh, let's go out in the sunlight, it reminds me of going to the beach, it's fun, so that's why it does it. But no, there's actually chemical reactions that do this. And that's the same reason I have laughter on there, because cortisol is our stress hormone. And I have a video coming out later this evening on this, just on the word oxytocin, which is a chemical reaction that happens when we feel safe. It actually helps us improve our insulin resistance, because cortisol is the stress hormone. So if you're feeling constantly stressed, what's happening is your body is holding on, it's storing fat in your stomach because it's thinking you're going to need this quick energy. So it stops the sugar from leaving your bloodstream. And I used to think that was only done by these, like, by a higher saturated fat diet. But I'm learning that it can also be related to stress, and then laughter, connection, when you feel safe, finding something you like, a book or a podcast that you enjoy listening to, if you enjoy painting or artwork, anything, some people even find that the act of just sitting in nature can create this, and being around, maybe being in a group of people that are encouraging, and your relationships, if you can find a way to smile or just relax. And laughter is so important, and I usually try to post a joke every day on my page, or at least, something, a little pun, to help people laugh. And Marakita said, Louie and I walked to a yard sale. Oh, nice. All right. I like that dollar. That's, I love finding deals like that. That is so cool. I, I'm like getting kind of more and more into yard sales. I used to like be, I felt like my grandmother and my aunt would take me in the yard sales all around on the weekend, and I didn't understand it then. And now I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know because you actually mentioned that to me before, like how many things we waste, and if we don't want it anymore, I think it's awesome that people are, giving, not giving it, but basically giving it, because you still feel like you're compensating them, but it's like a dollar, right? You could probably go to a store and pay something like $10 for what you got, so it's really cool. I love when people work together, and even recycled, I love recycled clothes too. um, so movement is the next one, and this one I have not been as consistent with as I would love to be. So that's been my goal for this, month, and the month coming up of October. That's going to be my goal, is to be consistent with movement, but it doesn't have to be a hard workout, right? Finding something you love, like whether it's walking, and I like going on the elliptical, so that's what I've been trying to do. And I actually put the elliptical right in my office, like I mentioned in the video, so that between calls I can go get on it. It's right there in my sight. So some people might like dancing, or you could do anything. I think Marakita has told me you enjoy that, and Katrina Cole is on her page now. She's doing like a dance challenge, which is cool. I don't know about me dancing. I don't think I'd want to even put that on the internet, although that might and get the laughter going. But it is something, whatever you enjoy doing, find a way to move around. And our friend Angela Fischetti has an awesome page, especially if you're dealing with any kind of chronic issues where you can't move around like you once could, or can't move around if you're dealing with any kind of disability. She has a lot of good videos on there for beginners, and things that help you with what you might be able to do safely. So whatever you can do, even if you're sitting in your chair and you just move your legs around and do some leg lifts, you can always add. I find with me, especially with movement, momentum, like as I get in the zone, I'm like, I go in there, I started doing this 20-minute workout, and maybe it'll last an hour because I'll, get into watching something on, the TV while I'm working out. Like, building things like that that make you feel comfortable that you can do. And because it seems so far out of range when I first started and said, I need to start working out. So when I started working from home, doing videos and working in customer service, I didn't realize how much I don't move around, like when I was working out of the home and actually doing like deliveries and stuff. I was always in and out of the car, up and down steps, walking, trying to find buildings and things like that. But then working from home and doing what I do now, it's like basically going to the kitchen is the amount of movement, or getting up to go to the bathroom, right? So we have to like consciously move around, I feel like. And then we already kind of talked about laughter. Laughter produces that oxytocin, which lowers your cortisol. And I have so much good information going to be on that. So check out the video that's going to come out a little bit later today. It really goes into detail about how important that emotion is. And I had already added laughter in just because I knew it helps with our stress levels. But now I realize there's a chemical, so it belongs in here. So I'm glad it has already been in the checklist. And then, of course, the big salad. Now, whatever you eat, like you can make it a whole food, plant based, meal. But the salad that I put together, and that's why I have these exact nutrients, because all the things, all the base of it have helped me with inflammation. They help me get a good amount of fresh, whole, like raw food in our diet, which has the most nutrients before anything is mixed up, or the chemistry of it, it's actually in its whole form. And I put lettuce, there's cucumbers, you can see all the ingredients on it if you sign up for it. And then I have some options there where you can add your healthy fat, which is one of the reasons I feel like has helped me to be able to continue to do that, especially if you're coming from the standard diet and then you try to just eat a salad of lettuce and cucumber. You're still going to be hungry, or you'll have to eat a lot of it. You'll have to like graze on it all day, right? So I find that putting in avocado, some people will choose to do maybe they don't like avocado, they might do walnuts or whatever they choose, but having that on there really makes it filling. And then I have options on there if you are wanting to just stay like put a good amount of raw food, but you can even put lentils on top of it, quinoa, like I mentioned. But it has celery, which actually opens up your arteries, or your nerves, and makes your blood flow. Like everything in there, even on the list, I write down what the nutrients are next to it. So you can go here, gladblueprint.com, and it says right here, a gift for you. Click here for your 3 meal plan, or you can click on the green part and it will open up, and it will go right here, and you just have to put in 3 things, which will be your email, and it's optional. You don't even have to put your last name and your phone number. And then what I'll do is I will send you the daily health checklist, and you'll see right there the meal plan pops right up as soon as you click that. Like, it doesn't make you even wait for an email. It just pops up a PDF of it, so you can download it right there. And I'm thinking maybe after this, I might just add the checklist to it too, but not with my face on it, because I didn't think everybody wanted to see my face on the phone. But I have just this part that says daily health checklist. It is actually in a like wallpaper, so you can download it to your phone, and that way it stays there so you remember to get these in. So at the end of the 7 days, we will see that there will be a little, let's see if I can find that post on my page here. Let's see real quick. Where did I do that about the, oh, there's me. Let's see. Is this it? Ah, there it is. No, that's not the one. Where is that? There's my 3D salad. Add before you subtract. I know I did that. Ah, there it is. So then we're going to do the little points. So we've got the scoring levels: checklist, champion 28 to 42, challenger 14 to 27, checklist climber 7 to 13, and checklist chaser under 7. So it's just like kind of a, a fun way to be able to, um, let's see, where am I here? Oh, I think as I'm screen sharing, I look like that. Let's see. I'll just put it back because now I don't know how to I don't know how to get myself off screen share. I'll figure it out. I need to plan this better next time. But I just wanted to say hi. How's everybody doing? Have you gotten at least one of these in? It's a fun way to get healthier, and we're worried about adding these things in because naturally those things will flow away that you don't want to do if you spend your days doing these kind of things. And again, you can even stack it on top of each other. Like you can be getting your sunlight, having some fruit, and taking, then taking your walk. You can be looking at a show while you're, working out that's making you laugh, like whatever it is that you can do, and then having that big salad. And if you get in this rhythm, it's really easy to stay healthy. Like I don't have to think about it, right? It just keeps you in that zone, just getting these in. So even if you're not, only doing these five things, obviously we'll be working and doing other things, but think about how these things could really, change your life. And that's why I want to do this. And I want to come on here and check in daily and see if everybody is just a quick reminder. Dr. Akil says you have to keep moving all day. You can't just go to the gym and call it done. Yeah, that's it. And I don't know if you said that maybe earlier when I was saying that I keep my elliptical now because exactly like we are meant to be moving creatures. It's like use it or lose it, right? So as much as we can move, I like that. I even have this, I don't know if you can see it. Well, let me see if I can bring it up on the screen. Probably has like my cat's hair all over it, but I've got one of these my mom got me. She's always so awesome. She got me an under desk bike, and so I can now be pedaling while I'm doing this course. I wasn't just now, but I can't do that many things at once. Like I'll just do it like sometimes after my call. I'll hurry up and get a couple of pedals in, but that has really, really helped me. Can't post messages to some channels. I don't know what that means, but I see your message up here. It's wild. I can like see me seeing me on the screen. Well, thank you for joining. Um, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about because I just wanted to say this is what. So if you see me on here, the daily checklist check in, I'm going to do that over the next 7 days while we're doing it. And feel free to post underneath, and say, hey, I got them all in today, or hey, I struggle with this one. We can gather together. And if you're in my club, like my memberships on Wednesdays. I know Marakita is in the Plants Farmers Club. She's already in there. So on Wednesdays, we do our live calls. And then on October 1st, I think we'll start those, the 4 week transformation, but the calls actually will start this Wednesday too for the over 40 membership club. So you can go right to the website, or I think I pinned it on the top comment. And don't forget to get your meal plan and get all that good stuff. I might see if Dawn wants to go live with me a little bit later, and maybe if anybody else wants to join in. But for now, I just wanted to say hello and say, I just haven't been live in a while. I feel like I've been doing like recorded videos, and I'm like, well, that's fun and everything. I wanted to say hi. I like being able to read the comments. So if you're catching the replay, leave me a comment. Tell me how you're doing. And if you enjoy what do you think of the daily checklist idea? Is this something that you would want to participate in? And like I said, some people here, maybe they only like to eat fruit. That's fine. Whatever you can do, as long as you're getting these in and something for your dinner, whole food, plant based. But the salad really fills me up. Oh, and I even have 5 dessert ideas and snack ideas, which I usually have walnuts and things like that for snack, and then some dessert, like some um, different ideas that you can do for a dessert at night if you're somebody who just wants that something sweet afterwards. I go in and out of that zone, but I'm definitely in that zone right now. So last night I had banana and some nut butter on it, which, obviously I have to keep that kind of in moderation because I could eat the whole container of it. But it's all about keeping in balance, right? And keeping yourself happy, because also if you get too stressed about your diet sometimes and getting the perfect, ripeness on something, that can cause the stress, and then it'll make your cortisol high. So try to be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, do these 6 things as best you can, even if you are someone who's like, nope, this week I'm just going to focus on hydration. I mean, that's even good, right? Do that for 7 days. And then next week, maybe you try doing the hydration and the fruits and greens. This is if you're somebody who's just coming from eating, like, like maybe you just feel like you don't know where to start. This is a good way to start stacking these. Just start with the fruit for lunch, and then go try to get outside a little bit. And you can do it even like Monday. Okay, Monday I'm going to try to have fruit for lunch, and then Tuesday I'm going to have my fruit for lunch, and then I'm going to go ahead and get on that elliptical that's been holding my clothes, using as a clothes rack. I'm going to get on there for 10 minutes. And that's one of the things I talk about in the action. Start really small with your actions, because sometimes we almost have to like trick our mind into a very small commitment, and that helps get us going. Like, if I said, "Oh, I'm going to do 400 hours of working out this month," right? That's never going to happen. I'm not even going to want to start, right? But if I say, "Okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes on the elliptical today," once you're doing something for 5 minutes, it's just that getting started. Sometimes you'll go more than that. So, and then of course, don't forget to relax, do something you enjoy. And I just feel like this was the easiest thing I can think of to try for people to try to add to their life that gives all aspects of health, because sometimes we only focus on diet. And if we, start to bring all these in, one builds on the other. Like if you're feeling dehydrated, you're feeling not really energetic to really want to eat fruit. So if you're not getting sunlight, you might feel depressed, and that makes you maybe want to grab something as an emotional eater, right? So like these all play in the part. And most people say when they move around, and I know it's like that for me. I've got back into working out yesterday, and today I have all this energy, like I'm going to go live, right? Like, so it builds on each other. So I just want everybody to feel good. And this is my little piece of the world I can try to help with. And of course, my, biggest passion is helping our animal friends. And if we learn that we don't need to eat them and we can feel better without them, I feel like that's where I come in to helping people move closer to that goal too. So I'm oh, thank you. Yeah, we do the health check-in, we do Tuesday trivia, we do all kinds of fun stuff in there, and we're gonna start a game night soon. I remember I came to one of your game nights, Marakita, in one of the clubs you used to have, I think, and so that was a great idea. I like that, just connecting with people and getting that, learning while we're actually playing some trivia, I think is so fun. And I'm making Oh, cool. Tell me about that again. The healthy live, right, for Unity, you're doing a booth, right? You'll have to share pictures of that. She is a busy lady, always doing all kinds of really cool stuff. I'm gonna, I think, yeah, I think Dawn got busy. She's doing her trading, like training, so she may not be on. She's on American Dream Trading is her group. If you want to check that out, J&J Video Reacts. She shares all kinds of cool stuff on there about learning to trade, and she's in class right now, I think. Yes, laughter, good eats nature. It's all a big part of it, right? Well, have fun at the healthy living group. And I'm going to possibly, like I said, come back on. But this live, I wanted to keep it about the checklist because I think it's really cool, right? So you might see me pop up on here and see if we can get everybody doing the daily health checklist and the challenge. Let's see. Checklist challengers, are you ready to play? Daily checklist challenge. How many CHs can I add on there? Can we chase the checklist challenge? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you coming on and being in the comments. Oh, you know what? I could have done it. Oh, they were showing in there. Cool. But I could have showed them there too. But then I disappeared somewhere. Oh well. I'm gonna have to learn this a little bit better, aren't I? Now I'm all the way at the bottom. What did I do? Oh, there I am. Look, I look like I'm interviewing myself. So tell me, JJ, how are things? Okay, everybody, have a great day. And um, I know that you have, I just always say this at the end of my videos, but I'm so proud of you all that are here trying to get healthier and learn about, plant based foods and veganism. And if you're trying to, get to your optimal weight, if you're trying to get healthy, I know that you already have everything inside you to succeed. It just takes one little thing sometimes to get that going. And I hope that this checklist can be the thing that helps. I hope to see you in my next coaching calls, in my groups, in my membership. And I also hope to see your name pop in that you've gotten the free meal plan, and let me know if you like it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Marakita, for coming. Thank you, Dawn, for listening, even though if you can't type, I know you're there. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you.